What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are joined by my beautiful dog Oatly. He's gonna be sitting here. Hopefully he's not gonna disturb this little tutorial too much. I actually have a few kind of niche French-owned brands that I am very enamored with. I absolutely love. Now these brands have made some appearances on my channel: Le Bouche Rouge, Violette FR, Le Fille and Rouge, and I want to do a full face with them, kind of talk a little bit about the products. So let's just get started. I'm going to start with skincare first. The first one is this one by Violette FR. This is the Boum-Boum Milk. Now this is a really interesting product. This is a 3-in-1 cream spray. So this should be your toner, this should be your moisturizer, should add hydration to the face. And I got the miniature version, and you actually see it in here. It's very liquidy and it looks like milk. You can put this on a cotton round. I tend to put this on my hand because the cotton round will soak up some of the product. Now I have quite a bit of experience with this now, and I'm going to tell you that I love this product. I think Violette as a brand, so Violette FR as a brand, is an incredibly inspiring brand. It's one of the only brands that's really inspiring me to dabble a little bit in color, because I am someone that tends to lean towards the browns. With that said, this is probably going to be a very fall brown look, but nevertheless, it is a brand that really inspires me. And some of the skincare items in this range, for example, that bandage that they have that came out this year, that one looks so good. Lately, I haven't been suffering from a lot of acne, so that's the reason why I haven't bought it, because I do buy my skincare very targeted. Right now, my skin feels toned, a tiny bit tacky, but more like skin-like tacky, you know what I mean? And moisturized. And in the summer, you can use this as your moisturizing option as well, and just move on to SPF. Because it's colder, I am going to use a moisturizer, and the one that I want to highlight is this one by Le Fille and Rouge. Now as you can tell, I've used quite a bit of this, so I do have some opinions on this. So this is the La Crème Visage. I think this year came out with a skincare and hair care line, and I really wanted to try it. Quite a stiff cream, and it's pink, and the idea of this pink cream is to give you a fresh face look, and you're supposed to look like there's a little bit of glow in the skin. So I'll do one half first and then the other half. So not a lot of opacity from this pink hue, but it does do something to the skin. I can't really tell you what. I think mainly add a bit of glow and a bit of moisture. After using it for quite some time, I'm not sure if I would repurchase it. It's not bad. It's not a bad product. It's definitely a moisturizer and great if you're someone like me who likes to have minimal makeup. But the thing I don't really like about it is it's quite fragranced, so you do smell a lot of the rose tones in here, or rose notes, and I'm not really for heavily fragrant skincare. I don't mind fragrance skincare, by the way. My skin is not sensitive to fragrances, but I don't like putting this on and the smell lingers for quite some time. So it's not going to be a repurchase, but it is nice. Now my skin is moisturized, it feels nice, but I always add an SPF. And the SPF that I want to use is this one by La Roche-Posay. This is an incredibly liquidy formula, so you're going to have to shake it up. You even hear the ball. And this is tinted, so it's going to come out tinted. Like I said, I'm not a huge foundation fan, but I like kind of bronzy skin. Again, I'll put it on one side first and leave the rest bare, so you'll see what this looks like on the skin. Now this comes out as a pure liquid, but the moment it touches the skin, it starts evaporating all of the alcohol in here, because there is a lot of alcohol. That's what you smell. You're left with a beautiful finish. So this is one side of the face all done. This is not gonna add coverage, but it's gonna even out the skin tone just slightly, kind of offset some of those redness and darker spots, because it is tinted. Now this is tinted in only one color, so unfortunately if you are paler or deeper, this can potentially not work for you. But this is the end result of doing the skincare. I look a little bit more bronzed, mainly glowy. So let's move on to makeup products. I'm cheating a little bit because this is not going to be a niche brand, but I recently purchased this YSL concealer. I'm absolutely in love with this YSL Touche Éclat concealer. I just hate the packaging because I always do my skincare and then I move on to makeup makeup and I can never open that one. So I'm hoping to get the same result as the YSL Touche Éclat High Coverage one with this YSL All Hours Precise Angles Concealer. So let's put this on the face. I got the shade LN4. So this one comes with an interesting doe foot because the doe foot is angled. Do you see that? There's like an angle to it. This performs very similar, by the way, to the YSL High Coverage Concealer that I have, the Touche Éclat one. But for some reason, I still prefer the other one, and I don't know why. This is a beautiful concealer, and both of these are favorites of mine. So do not get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with this concealer, but I don't know. Maybe because I'm just used to that formula more. So I can't put my finger on it. I can't describe it. Regardless, this All Hours one is a beautiful concealer, and I do like the applicator way more. I'm gonna test it out a little bit more over time. Maybe I'll like this one even more. Now, what I like about this concealer is a thin veil. It does feel hydrating. I'm not sure if I need to set it, but I am going to set it just a tiny bit. And it's just very flattering to the under eyes. So let's talk a new product in my collection. This is by the brand Oh My Cream. This is a powder, SPF 20 mineral powder. And I've seen this used as a powder foundation. Now, I don't have any powder foundations in my arsenal, but I don't know what it was. I'm very interested to try this one. I got mine in, I think, the shade medium. Yeah. And it's very small. There's only like 0.14 ounces in here, or 4 grams of net weight. So as a foundation, I don't know how this is going to work. This has a similar component as like the Tower 28 blushes and Sculptinos and the bronzers. And this is what it looks like. Let's put the finger in here. Oh, this is quite deep. Yeah, so I matched this with my skin and not necessarily my concealer shades. I'm gonna go in with my BK 113 brush. This is my typical powder brush. I'm just gonna powder the under eyes with this and see what it looks like. So this does add some coverage, but I don't think it's supposed to add a lot of coverage. Should probably use this a little bit more often like a foundation. I'm gonna use this as my powder option today. But so far so good, because look at this. This is like my problem pore area. Look at the other side. Let's put this on the other side and move on. Going in with a fluffier brush, putting a little bit on this area because it's a little deeper than I expected. Okay. This is fun. Now my skin actually doesn't feel powdered at all. It feels like it's still skin, like very moisturized. And I really like the way that my skin looks right now. I'm gonna add some like blush and bronzer, but first I wanna go into something with the lips to hydrate the lips. I'm gonna use this lip oil by Luffy and Rouge. Now I really wanted this lip oil because one, I'm a lip oil junkie, and this one actually has the smell of those Madeline cookies. Oh, they smell so good. Tried this lip oil a few times and honestly, I don't really like it. I wish I loved it. And I actually expected to love it. And initially I do, but for some reason this formula dries out my lips a bit. So I don't use it that often because it can be quite drying on the lips. But initial use, look how beautiful this is. So I wouldn't recommend this, but I'm using it for the video anyway. Okay, going into blush, I'm gonna go in with this Violette FR blush. This is the Bisou blush in the shade Louise. It does have a blush brush at the end. I'm not gonna use that one. I'm gonna use my trusty BK Beauty 109. Now, if you're looking for Mimi by Westman Atelier, but you can only get it on the website, but you're looking for a very similar blush, this is it. This is a stunning blush formulation. I think the main difference with the two of these is that this one shears out way more than the Westman Atelier Mimi one. I do really like the packaging. This one does come with a brush. So in case you do want to have kind of travel-friendly makeup, this is a very good one to have. But look how easily this blends out. Honestly, a beautiful formulation by Violette FR. There are only a few colors in the range, and this is my favorite one because it's that like nudie beige pink toned color that you can wear with any look. It just looks good on an everyday basis. For bronzing options, I actually have two that I can show you. I have one by Bouche Rouge. This is a bronzer that has been featured on my channel multiple times. It's one of my favorite bronzers. And this is a beautiful brand with beautiful, clean beauty options. So this is the lightest bronzer that they have. And I could use this on the face, or I could use one that you guys haven't seen on my channel, but it's been a favorite of mine this year, by REPHR in Rouge. And look at this packaging. Now mine has already been used a few times, but I have a beautiful B-roll for you guys unused. Now this bronzer launched only one color, so that's a bit of a sad thing. Launched with a brush, and my stupid face, of course, need to get the brush as well. So I'm gonna apply this with the brush. Look at this. Oh, see this? Let me just swatch this first next to the one from Bouche Rouge, and you'll see the difference in color and tone. So Bouche Rouge has a bit more like warm yellow tones, and there are a bit more red tones in the REPHR Rouge one. This is only one swipe, and this is two swipes. So it's gonna be a softer finish. I'm gonna go in with, I've never used this brush before. I'm gonna go in with the dedicated brush. It picks up a good amount. It's a proper powder, so it's not like a Italian formula or anything. Now this color is actually pretty close to Nude Honey from Pat McGrath, but I think this formulation is just a little bit more forgiving on me. Now, like the Beauty Butter Bronzer from Westman Atelier, this one can actually mimic skin pretty well. It's not too matte. This one can make my skin look very skin-like. I feel like there's something in here that makes it a bit more sheeny and not like a flat matte. I don't know if you can see that in the swatches as well. So there is a bit of a sheen in here, but not like a highlight sheen, more like a skin finish. And that's what I really like. Of course, I'm upset that they don't have bronzers in multiple finishes. They're calling this a universal shade. That's of course not a thing anymore of this time. But if you are my skin tone, this is a beautiful bronzer, and I'm a sucker for the packaging. I am going to put some of this bronzer into my crease area. Then for highlighter, I'm going to use the Bouche Rouge highlighter just to highlight the brand a bit more. This one also comes in only one shade, but it's a very beautiful champagne tone. I'm not a huge highlight person, but if I do go for a highlight, this is one of the highlighters that I consistently reach for. Also because it's not a highlighter that has a lot of like kapow, like there's not a lot of glitter reflex in here, or basically none. It's giving me that glow from within highlight, which is the only highlight that I enjoy. Very stunning highlight. If you're looking for a great champagne highlighter and you're going for sustainable and cruelty-free, this is a beautiful one to go for. For eyes, I want to go in with my Violet of our Yeux paints. I'm going to use these two. These are the most neutral colors that I have, but I do own the purples and a blue as well. But because we're doing a red lip, I think it's best to go with these colors. So I have Marron Glaze and I have To Do. Going in with To Do first, wipe off the excess because these are quite pigmented. Just gonna put a little bit on the outside corners of my eye and blend them out. Rowan Everything eye brush. And a fluffier brush, the REPHR 15. These have a good wear time. They're just not beginner friendly. That's the only thing I have with these, but I do like the formulation and they have a great wear time. Then to line the eyes, I'm gonna use this one, Marron Glaze, and I'll use the Rowan Everything eye brush again on the other side as a liner brush. You're gonna have a bit of a thicker line with this. And this is kind of the eye look that I'm going for. I might add a little bit more of the highlighter and on the inner corners of my eyes. How about, and maybe a little bit on the balls of my eyes like this. For mascara, I'm going to use my Westman Atelier mascara together with my trusty primer. I forgot how much I love this highlighter. I mean, look at my eye look and that highlighter and my cheeks. Am I a highlighter girl? Okay, so for lips, there are a few options that I can go for. I have the Violet of our Petal Bouge lip like, this is one of their liquid lips, and this is going to be a true kind of cool toned red. And that is why I don't think that this is the one for me for this video. But actually for a liquid lip, this is one, maybe my favorite formula. This one stays on all day and it looks beautiful on me. My second option is a Stylo lip by REPHR Rouge. This is also going to be more cool, like true red. So this is going to be an in-your-face red, kind of like Lisa Eldridge Ribbon. So this is a bit more almost neon colored red. Beautiful option as well. And I also love these Stylos. This is a matte formulation, little drying on the lips, but beautiful nonetheless. And the option that I think I'm going to go for, which is a beautiful fall tone option and great for my eye color, but I did get mine engraved in the beautiful red packaging. And this is the shade Nude Red. And this is a satin. It's going to have some brown tones in there. And that's why I think that this is the best option for this look. I tend to use this color with the lip liner by Lisa Eldridge, Cinnabar, because it has those similar brown tones and it's a little bit deeper. So I'm going to line with a Cinnabar lip liner, and then I'm going to use my Nude Red lip. And because this is a satin finish, this still is very hydrating. So this is the final look. All right, guys, so this was my little French girl get ready with me. These are all French-owned brands, and honestly, the products are freaking stunning. I think that more people should talk about the products and just the way the skin looks. Let me talk to you a little bit about my highlights. So this lipstick, if you're gonna go for a luxury experience, great magnet. You can like customize it. There is a mirror on here. I don't use the mirror, and this is just a very good, sustainable brand and really trying to stick to their core values. So Bouche Rouge, definitely a brand to look into. They also have beautiful packaging. I just don't like their mirrors. My favorite bronzer at the moment is this one by REPHR Rouge, also a really great niche beauty brand. Really has some really great products, but my standout products are going to be this bronzer, even though it comes in one shade, and the Stylos if you're into a very nice sleek matte lip look. REPHR is probably one of my favorite brands, and it's just very inspiring. I love nearly everything. I love the skincare, I love the blush, I love the Yeux paints. Oh yeah, and let me not forget the Bouche Rouge highlighter that really amped up this look. I actually love nearly everything. The only things I wouldn't recommend is the REPHR Rouge lip oil. It dries out my lips, so I can't recommend it. I'm gonna use the powder a little bit more, but I'm not gonna lie, I really like how my skin looks. And one thing I probably also wouldn't necessarily recommend is this one by REPHR Rouge, which is their cream skincare. It's good, it's expensive, and I don't know, it's not memorable in my collection and in my skincare routine. So I wouldn't recommend that. However, I would highly recommend the REPHR Boum-Boum Milk. That one is so good. So this is the final look. Guys, what do you think of the final look? Do you love the end result? Do you love the eye look? Because I really do. Let me know in the comment section down below. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. I'll put all my affiliates down below. So if you do want to support my channel, you can by pressing one of my affiliates. Or if you're not into purchasing right now because Black Friday has been going on, you've purchased too much, you can still support my channel by subscribing, liking, and commenting. It helps out my channel so much, and the algorithm picks up this video. Guys, again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!